Imagine for a second if John F. Kennedy survived the assassination. It was an assassination attempt. Let's say he lived. Let's say Oswald and the second and third gunmen actually missed. They missed him entirely. And JFK was alive to investigate that attempted assassination. It would have gone all over the government. What would have happened? What a moment that would have been. It would have changed everything. We have a similar opportunity. I'll call it an opportunity because President Trump survived the Butler assassination attempt. He also survived the West Palm Beach golf course assassination attempt. And he is asking questions about what happened and about these two guys. Quite frankly, I got to think for a moment. What are their names? They should be the most famous men in the world, actually. That might be regrettable, but usually when you do something really, really notorious, it gets noticed and it gets remembered. These guys are in some sort of crazy black hole of government forgetfulness. But President Trump is asking questions. The government not forthcoming. He says he's going to get a report because he has been asking questions sometime next week, and he will make it public. But I think this is really amazing that he's able to make these inquiries and that he wants the information.
You had one who had 3 apps, 2 of which were foreign, supposedly, and who has the biggest white shoe law firm in Pennsylvania, even though they don't live in necessarily a white shoe area. What's that all about? His law, the law firm.
Yeah, it's true, actually. The parents, and not saying the parents, I'm sure they're innocent bystanders in all of this. They are kind of mysterious. The parents of the Butler shooter, Rooks or Crooks, they're only seen at about 3 a.m. And yeah, reports are they retained one of the highest profile and most expensive law firms in all of Pennsylvania. That's a little bit odd. And of course, there's a lot odd about all of this.
The other one had 7 or 6 cell phones. And I don't have 6 cell phones. And why would somebody have 6 cell phones? So we're going to be releasing a report on that soon.
All right, 6 cell phones, and he's going to come back to that. Now, who's on this case? Who should be on this case? The FBI. It's in good hands now with Kash Patel and his team, but for the past 7 months, it wasn't.
I say, when you have 3 apps and 2 of them are foreign, and you had an FBI that wouldn't report on it, they didn't want to say why, I would say that could be suspicious.
Yeah, very, very suspicious, the whole thing. And I have the FBI actually deliberately deceiving people. Now, let's go to this Crooks guy again. There he is, and his social media profile was, contrary to reports, very active and very liberal. He was on the social media site Gab. And the guy who runs Gab put out this statement. The story is this: the account for which data was requested was unequivocally pro-Biden, and in particular, pro-Biden's immigration policy. Next, please. To the best of Gab's knowledge, as of 2021, Crooks was a pro-lockdown, pro-immigration, left-wing Joe Biden supporter, from the CEO of this guy's favorite social media app. Now, when the FBI went before Congress, therefore the American people, this man, I do believe, you'll see it for yourself, was deceiving the American people. He wanted people to think that Crooks was potentially a MAGA extremist. Here's what he did.
Something just very recently uncovered that I want to share is a social media account which is believed to be associated with the shooter in about the 2019-2020 timeframe. There were over 700 comments posted from this account. Some of these comments, if ultimately attributable to the shooter, appear to reflect anti-Semitic and anti-immigration themes, to espouse political violence, and are described as extreme in nature.
All right, you know how the left portrays MAGA, right? They pretend that we're anti-immigrant. No, we are pro-legal immigration. There's a difference. Anti-illegal immigration, but he's going with the stereotype. And you know that MAGA is falsely accused of anti-Semitism and extremism all the time. This is one of the top officials in the FBI saying that Crooks was in line with that ideology. He said that. He didn't volunteer anything else in his opening statement. Upon questioning from Marsha Blackburn, Republican of Tennessee, we find out something else, that this guy was in probably a pro-Biden, pro-lockdown, pro-immigration Democrat.
We understand that the Gab account is pro-immigration, pro-lockdown, leftist views. Is that accurate?
I haven't seen it directly, but I believe from what I've been told, that is accurate. With the Gab account, we're also, though that's been publicly revealed through the CIO and other things, we're still working to certify and verify that that's his account also. But it does have differing points of view, it would appear.
I haven't seen it, but I've been told, and it would appear possibly that one could say that, what is this guy doing? Is that bureaucratic doublespeak or what? I want to, one more, just leave the Marsha Blackburn part out. Try to figure out what this guy is saying. He is deceiving us. That's the goal. He wants to confuse the issue, not clear it up.
I haven't seen it directly, but I believe from what I've been told, that is accurate. With the Gab account, we're also, though that's been publicly revealed through the CIO and other things, we're still working to certify and verify that that's his account also. But it does have differing points of view, it would appear.
Differing points of view, it would appear. The CIO hasn't weighed in. This is the FBI. I'm sorry, but for a long time it's been rotten. The federal government, this is what they do. One of their favorite tools, bureaucratic fast talker. Rao, the ex-acting Secret Service director, perfected that. Anyway, they got a lot of tricks, but we know them. Next, back to Donald Trump today in the Oval Office.
But on the second one, he had 6 cell phones. That's a lot of cell phones. And a couple of them had some strange markings on them. So, yeah, I want to find out, and I would be willing to release it. I mean, maybe there's a reason that we shouldn't, so I don't want to get too far ahead of my skis, but, yeah, I would be very willing to release that. I'd like to see it. I want to see it myself.
All right. I'm willing to kind of lean over those skis a little bit. He picked that up from the silly reporters. They say it all the time, but he makes it work. Kimberly Cheadle, the Secret Service director. Here she is back when she was a young little pup working for Dick Cheney. What kind of dark arts did she learn from Dick Cheney? She went from that to this. Someone else, and someone who lied to the American people. She wasn't as skilled as that FBI guy who did it, but she got caught. Check it out.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, you know, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, you know, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
All right, so they say that the roof was too steep, so they didn't want to risk putting a Secret Service agent on the roof where Crooks ultimately fired a shot. But that is not true. That very day, they put Secret Service agents and officers on that barn, which is fairly steep, certainly compared to the AGR building where they found Crooks' dead body later. Can we see that roof, right? It's basically flat. It's basically flat. The Secret Service director just said we couldn't do it because of safety reasons. And then she does get busted.
So you said, do you remember in an ABC interview you did that you didn't have people on the roof of the AGR building because you were worried about safety because of the slope?
I recall that statement.
Okay. Does the Secret Service have written policy you can share with us about sloped roofs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe the people who planned Donald Trump's assassination, and I do think there were people, were so confident they were going to pull it off. They never thought about what they would do if they failed. This is an incredible discrepancy, and nothing should be off the table. Nothing at all. Oh, and the Secret Service, just a reminder, Mr. President, did not show up for the press conference that very night. They were running scared.
Why are any Secret Service agents here right now for this press conference?
So Secret Service wasn't available for the press conference at this time.
All right, that's the night of July 13th outside of Butler, Pennsylvania. What would they be doing if not attending that press conference? They got 50 people who work in their press office. It is insane. And so is this, that the two shooters, well, one shooter, one attempted shooter. Okay, the guy on the left is Ruth. That was the golf course wannabe shooter. And the guy on the right is, Crooks, the Butler, Pennsylvania. Both of them appeared in propaganda videos, one for a financial behemoth and another for the Ukrainian army.
I am Azov, I am Mariupol, I am Ukraine. Sorry, it's really hard, but the purpose of the action is to appeal to world leaders.
That guy right there, Ryan Ruth, he's in Ukraine. He's quoted in the New York Times sometimes, what it's like to be trying to join the Ukrainian army as an American. And then Crooks shows up in a, what is this, BlackRock or BlackWall? BlackRock, a big financial firm. Now, this guy looks like a nice guy. He's a teacher at some school district, and BlackRock takes care of their pension. And look who makes a cameo appearance in this. Well, it's kind of a propaganda commercial.
In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do. I hope when I retire someday, they say, that guy made this place a special place to come to school.
That guy right there he is, Crooks. Isn't that like too coincidental? Isn't that one of the strange? So both of those guys appear in these high-end, unusual. It's just too crazy. When are we going to have a real investigation? I think it's going to start next week after President Trump is not satisfied with the report he's presented. All right, next, please. Have you seen this yet? All right, it's all pathetic and weird. It's been playing all day long across cable. Everybody's making fun of it. Now it's my turn. First of all, what are they doing? I had to ask around. Is that what that bouncing thing they're doing? It's from a video game. It's from Street. You see that? Like, yeah, this is the kind of the stance you have, I guess, before you're in the karate match or something like that. And that's what they're trying to do. Let's face it, the silliest one was the lady second from the end. She doesn't know how to do it, all right? The trick is apparently moving your rear end, not just moving your hands. We have it in slow-mo as well. She's some member of Congress from somewhere, and this is, they think that these catchy videos, right? The kids are going to love these catchy videos. No, what we like is people who actually really do fight for us. Everybody says they're going to fight. Only President Trump actually does it. We've seen it right here, and we saw it all through his first term, all through the past 4 years, and now that's genuine fighting. You can't fake it. You can't go viral and convince people that, I mean, you can go viral, but we'll just make fun of you.
Information, truth is freedom, is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.